Okay, welcome back. This actually is going to be the last video for the museum project, video number 7. So I'm going to pick up where we left off, which is going to be on page 207. So to review that, we had created a template and we put in some tags and we put in other anchor tags, and we've done a lot of formatting through CSS, but now we're going to do something a little bit differently. That's the pseudo class. We're actually going to take an A tag and break it down into different items. So on page 207 on the top, you're going to see something that's a link, a visited, a Hoover, and a active. They're all part of the anchor links, the A tags themselves. So the actual link itself refers just to the hyperlink that really has not been visited. That's why you'll see it in a specific color, but once it's visited, you'll see it in a different color. So that's the visited one. And you'll see that you can change that to whatever that you want, whatever color that you want. Then you have the actual Hoover itself, or hover, depending upon what you want to call it. I'm just used to calling it Hoover. Don't ask me why. I just do. And that means when your mouse is over it, but not clicked. And active means your mouse is over it and it has been clicked. So we're going to take care of that by opening up the permanent exhibits, which is already left open. We're going to go into the CSS designer. And we already have an A link, so we're going to create a new selector, and it's going to be A hover. So we're going to type in a colon, hover. And you can see that it already has that there for you. Done. And this means when the mouse is over, what kind of properties do you want? Normally you have a different color, you may have a different background, something to let the user know that your mouse is over it. So we're going to go to the text properties, and we're going to change the color. It says to do a light color from, I'm just going to choose this one. So we have kind of a light color over there. And that's all we really need to worry about for this particular one. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to go into live view. Now, it may or may not work in live view for you right off the get-go. So we're going to try it. And if it doesn't, I'll show you what to do. Okay, this time it works. Other times you may have to just click in it to get it to work. But right now, it's working just fine. So this lets the user know that it's about it. That's all we're going to do. What I'll do is a lot of times I have a menu system that has a background and a foreground, and I'll reverse them to a different background color and a different text color, and it really does that. I like having backgrounds, and so it looks more like the menu system that we're used to. However, we're not going to do it. So let's see what these menus look like. So you can see how when you're over here, it changes the background color in there. So just for the heck of it, let's change the background color in this one for the hover. So we just go to the background color, and we'll pick something that, let's see. So we have brown, so we need to do something that will go with it. Then we're going to get rid of it. Or maybe we'll do blue and white. So let's pick yellow. Probably going to look ugly, but let's pick it anyway. All right. So let's see what happens now. There we go. Not the greatest. Now, in other videos, I'll show you how to get this to be all the same size. But this video doesn't ask for it in the book, so we're just going to kind of stick to the book. So that's the Hoover in there. Once you click on it, it should change the visiting to whatever the default video or the color is for video. It's not doing it in here, but don't forget we're not actually clicking the link. So now we're going to do a figure and a figure caption. So we're going to open up the About. And this may take a little bit of practice to get you to do this. I know the first time I did it, it did not work, and I had to go back and redo it in here. So I'm strongly suggesting that you save the file here before we do anything. So we actually haven't done anything, but that's okay. So it wants us in live view, which we are. So we're going to click the image near the top of the section right here, which is this. And we're going to go to Insert. And then we're going to click on Figure in here, which is right here. And we're going to choose Before. So now we have, this is the content for the layout figure tag. This is the caption for the layout figure tag. It has it in there twice, so you can't get any more excited than that. So we have just done number 3, and we have done just number 4. And on the top of page 5, you see exactly what we have in here. So it includes a figure placeholder for the text and content of the caption. That's why you have it twice. Text and the content. So in the panel, we're going to click the image tag and drag it onto the figure element. So let's go down to the DOM, and here, and let's open this up here. So you see that the fig caption is already in there for you. So let us click on image, and we want to drag it. So we want to make sure the green line disappears before we do it. Okay, the green line's there still. Okay, now it's gone. We click on it and boom. So let's go into code view and see what happens there. You can see it's inside the figure, but the fig caption is not inside it as well. So we've done number 7. Okay, number 8 is we're going to, in the design pane, click the line beginning with fountain and select the paragraph below the image. So this is, click the line at the beginning in here, and notice that this whole P tag is here. So let's look at the code and see why this is actually a little bit different color. And because this is strong in here. Now, again, we have talked about this, and be very careful about the strong. I'm not a big fan of this, but we're not going to be messing around with that. The reason why it's all part of the same paragraph is because it has a BR tag instead of a paragraph tag. So this means the whole thing is going to be part of one paragraph. So that's okay that we have it over here. And let us go. We want to delete the placeholder in the figure and the figure captions. So let's go to that in code view. And let's find the placeholders. This is the caption for the figure tag. Now you see it. Now you don't. This is the content for the layout figure tag. Gone. So that was number 11. Number 12, we're going to use the CSS Designer to actually work on the figure. So we'll go into the CSS Designer. We're going to create a new selector. We'll just type in fig, and there's figure. Need to be in layout. We want the width to be 300. We want the margin top to be 10. Actually 0. We want the margin right to be 0, the bottom to be 10, and the left to be 10. So the right is 0. This is 10. And the left is 10. Okay, so that takes care of that. And we want to float it right. So we need to find float. Here's our float right. Okay, so now it's kind of distorted, but that's okay. That's going to get fixed. Now, you see it in the book behind it. Here it's in front of it. It's going to get fixed in a minute, so not to worry one way or the other. So now we need to do the fig caption. Okay, fig caption. So we want font style italic. We want the font size 12. We want the line height to be 15. And we want the text align to be right. Bingo. That takes care of that. And something is missing because I do not see it at all. Let me see. Let me go back and see if I missed something. Ah, okay. I missed number 9. Every time I try to do something by memory, I get nailed. So we need to take the fig caption here, and it needs, let's see, the paragraph itself, which is here, and we need to drag that on top of the fig caption. Okay, now we got it. That makes a big difference in there. So, missing a step kind of messes you up. So, let's save everything. And we'll move on. Only a few pages left. We're getting there. So now we're going to create descendant selectors in there. Everything you've ever dreamed of is now going to happen. So, first thing we're going to do is open up About. Which is open. And then we're going to select the museum styles, which we've already done here. It's the only one in there. And now we're going to see museum in here, add selector to the left. So let me see if it wants us to click on anything first. Images in the items. So we're going to work on the images. We're going to work on the sidebar. That's in here. So we're going to add a selector in there. And let's see what it wants us to add. So we're going to do main copy figure image. So let's click on this first and see what happens. So we're going to click on selector. And notice it says main copy figure image because it whatever is there is going to be. So this actually means we only want to work on an image that's contained inside a figure element that's contained inside a main copy ID. So that works good. So that way we don't have to worry about it. If we just did image, then it would affect every single image. So now we're going to do width 300 and auto will be for the height. So width will be 300. And then the height will be auto. Boom. And that takes care of that. So now it's kind of did its resizing in the proper proportions. You know, again, I'm going to save everything. That is the end of page 212. We are now on page 213. We're going to do the sidebar P. So this is the sidebar, and we have a P selected. So this should take care of everything that we need to do. Let's click on a new selector. If it doesn't give you what you want, just type it. Now, we don't want page content sidebar P. We could do it. It's okay. But let's just hit the up arrow and let's just do sidebar P to be strictly consistent with what the book does. Padding on the bottom. Oops. Will be 10. Text align will be center. Border bottom will be thin. So this is everything, top, right, bottom, and left. So we're going to click on border bottom. And we want thin. The style will be solid. And the black will be sample it from the client's logo, which just happens to be (54210F). Should have that memorized. That is number 6. Okay, now I am not seeing anything change. So something is not right. So we have something is not working, which I'll have to figure out why it's not. So if you the easiest way to see if a class is the easiest way to see if a class is do something drastic. So I'm not really sure why it's not working at this point in time. So we're going to go back. And here's the answer. Because it's supposed to be on the sidebar H2. All right, so the sidebar P should be center. So what we need to do is go into the actual code itself, or we can get rid of this here. So let's get rid of we didn't actually do anything on the text itself. So let me go back a page. I, again, tried to do too many things without actually reading the book, so please forgive me for that. So this is a sidebar P. And you know what, we'll just delete this. We'll delete this. And we'll delete this. Okay, sidebar P. Boom. All right. So it does actually look the same. So let's go and see what this is here. So we want to do a sidebar P. We want to do a center. So let's go to sidebar P, text align. And we never changed the color. That's why the color did not change. So that makes sense. We changed the color of the border. So we have this to do text align is center. Okay, so that takes care of that. And maybe just for the heck of it, we'll make it italic. just to play around with. So you can see it's italic, and we'll do font wide bold just to play around with different stuff over there. So that may or may not look better. That's totally up to you how you like it. All right, so now we're going to do the sidebar H2. That's this over here. So we're going to click in here, and I'm going to click on the selector, sidebar H2. So, you know, again, I hope that you're understanding that there's going to be things that are not going to work out right. Just go back and look at them, just like I have to do. So not to be concerned about that. So we want padding bottom, it's 10. So we will put padding bottom 10. We're going to do center align, which I think looks nicer. And we're going to do the bottom border. So let's go and do the bottom border. Width is thin. Style is solid. Color is 54210F. And I do not see anything. Okay, so nothing is working right here. Okay, we are having a problem, Houston. So I'm going to pause the video and fix it. We are back. My mouse has decided to start working again. So we have 542. And am I having the same problem? Okay, finally it's letting me do it. Let's hope this works. 5, 4, 2. We need the number sign. 1, 0, F. Boom. And so we have thin, solid, and loose. So let's see what we have here. We have this little thin line. I'm not really sure that excites me as well, but that's up to you. So we may change that. We're going to finish the video. Then I'm going to go back and actually make one change to it as well. So now we're going to create a descendant thing nav P, which means it has to be a P tag under the nav. So we're going to look to see if we have anything, a nav P as well, which we don't. So let's create a nav P. And we want margin top 15. Okay, that takes care of it, and font size will be 20. Okay, so that takes care of this. So just for the heck of it, let's go back to the P over here. And so we have a sidebar P, sidebar H2. And what we're going to do here is let's right click and choose copy styles, and we'll copy border styles, which we actually don't want to do. So let's go and into code view. We'll click on go to code, and we have sidebar bottom border. So let's copy this so we don't have to recreate it. Paste it, and let's just change this to top. We're just playing around. You know, things are cosmetic, so boom. So now let's go back into live and see if you like that better. So, all right. So what we need to do is now we need to put a padding on the top as well. So we have padding on the bottom. Let's put padding on the top. And boom. And that may look a little better. You may like it. That's the way it is. So that's it for this video. Hope it's helped. I'm sorry for the craziness that's gone on. This is a long one, but a very informative one. And hopefully you're getting a little bit more comfortable in there. So with that, let's just experiment one more thing and see what happens. Let's go to this over here. This is our image, which we have to be very careful about it. Let's click on, see what we have here. Let's click on this here. And let's just play with this. So let's put in 20 on all sides, and let's see what this does. Okay, so we made it a little bit rounded, as that's just a way to do some kind of sneaky stuff to make your site look a little bit nicer. Well, that's it for this video. All 26, almost 27 minutes of it. Not sure how much of it was mess ups on my part, but hope this was very helpful for you, and have a wonderful day.